and the heart of a small village, surrounded by rolling green hills and a clear, sparkling river, stood a grand old oak tree. Its ancient branches stretched wide, providing shelter and shade to many creatures. The villagers revered the oak, not just for its physical presence, but for the sense of wisdom and tranquility it seemed to offer. They would often gather beneath its boughs to seek guidance, share stories, or simply find solace from their daily lives. One bright morning, a weary traveler arrived in the village. His clothes were worn and tattered, and his face showed the marks of many journeys and hardships. The villagers, ever hospitable, offered him food and a place to rest. The traveler, although grateful, was troubled. He noticed the oak tree and, with a sense of reverence, approached it. Settling down at its base, he spoke softly. "Hello, wise oak. I've traveled far in search of meaning and guidance. Can you offer me any insight?" The oak tree, though unable to speak in human words, had an ancient magic. Its leaves rustled softly, as if whispering secrets carried by the wind. The traveler closed his eyes and listened, feeling a calming presence envelop him. As he rested, a young girl named Elena approached the oak. Elena was known throughout the village for her kind heart and insatiable curiosity. She had always dreamed of becoming a healer but was deeply torn. Her family depended on her help with their small farm, and she felt conflicted about leaving them to pursue her dream. "I don't know what to do," Elena said, her voice filled with worry. "I want to follow my dream of becoming a healer, but I feel so guilty about leaving my family behind." The oak's leaves rustled gently, and Elena closed her eyes, letting the whispers of the wind soothe her. The breeze seemed to weave a story in her mind. Once, in a distant land, there was a young woman named Mira. Mira faced a similar choice between staying in her village to care for her aging parents, or leaving to join a group of scholars who could help her become a renowned healer. Mira chose to stay with her family. Though she never became famous, her dedication and compassion made her a beloved figure in her village. Her choice brought peace and happiness to her family, and she found contentment in the life she led. Elena opened her eyes, feeling a sense of clarity. She realized that her happiness lay in balancing her dreams with her responsibilities. She would work to support her family and also seek ways to learn and grow. With a renewed sense of purpose, she thanked the oak and resolved to find a path that honored both her dreams and her duties. As the sun moved across the sky, an elderly farmer named Tom came to sit by the oak tree. Tom had been the village's farmer for many years, but recent times had been challenging. His crops had failed, and he worried about how he would support his family. "Wise oak," Tom said, his voice heavy with concern, "I've tried everything to make my land fertile again, but nothing seems to work. What should I do?" The oak tree's branches swayed thoughtfully, and the traveler felt the tree's ancient wisdom at work. The rustling leaves seemed to narrate another tale. In a land far away, there was a farmer named Robert who faced a similar predicament. His fields were barren, and he was desperate. Robert decided to explore new methods of farming and sought advice from neighboring lands. Though it was difficult and required patience, he discovered innovative techniques that revitalized his fields. His willingness to adapt and seek help transformed his situation from despair to success. Tom listened intently. Inspired by the story, he resolved to learn about modern farming methods and seek advice from others. He began experimenting with new techniques, and although progress was slow, he gradually saw improvements in his crops. His perseverance and openness to new ideas brought hope and renewal to his farm. As evening approached, the traveler noticed a heated argument between two neighbors, Sarah and John. They were quarreling over a shared piece of land that was crucial to both their businesses. Sarah wanted to expand her herb garden, while John needed space for his beehives. "I've been here longer," Sarah argued, "and I need this land to grow my herbs." "But my bees are essential for pollination," John countered. "Without this land, my business will fail." The oak tree's leaves rustled with a sense of urgency, and the traveler could feel the gravity of the situation. The wind seemed to carry another story. In ancient times, two villages were in constant conflict over a piece of fertile land. Each village had vital needs for the land, and the dispute seemed endless. One wise elder suggested they come together to find a solution that would benefit both. They devised a plan to share the land, with one part allocated for farming and the other for beekeeping. This compromise not only resolved their conflict, but also strengthened their bonds, leading to a prosperous and harmonious future for both villages. The traveler shared this story with Sarah and John, encouraging them to seek a compromise. After some discussion, they agreed to divide the land in a way that met both their needs. Sarah and John found a newfound respect for each other, and their cooperation led to successful and thriving businesses. As the day drew to a close, the traveler felt a profound sense of peace and understanding. The oak tree had shared stories and lessons through its gentle rustling leaves. He thanked the tree and the villagers for their warmth and wisdom before continuing on his journey. The village thrived, enriched by the lessons learned from the wise oak. Elena balanced her dreams and responsibilities. Tom revitalized his farm, and Sarah and John found harmony in their shared land. The oak tree stood as a symbol of enduring wisdom and the power of understanding, patience, and compromise. And so, beneath the grand old oak, the village flourished, and the traveler continued his journey, forever changed by the wisdom imparted by the ancient tree. Moral of the story: wisdom often comes from listening to the experiences of others. True solutions to our problems lie in compassion, compromise, and the willingness to seek and share knowledge. Subscribe to Shortsvits.